What's going on, everybody? So yeah, we're looking at the tank. This is probably going to be the last video of this tank. I have a crack. The tank is cracked and it's going to explode. I'm pretty damn sure of it. But let's rewind a little bit and figure out exactly what happened. So when I get home from work, where is she? Look, there she is. There she is. Somebody's walking a dog outside. Okay, Waffies. Alright. So, anyway, what happened is me and Waffies were playing with the ball. The ball got stuck over here. This is a little thing I built, and I never put doors on it because we're in and out of it so often. I figured, why not just not have doors on it? Well, so the ball got stuck in this little mixing bowl here. And when I went in there to get it, there was 2 slices of cheese in it. And I know who likes to eat slices of cheese, and that's Little Billy the Fifth. So I pulled the cheese out, and I'm like, alright, whatever, he put some cheese in here. And then I went over to the tank, and I'm like, alright, I gotta clean the glass. So I started to clean the glass, and as soon as I usually take my little chair here, and I sit down, and I start with the front of the tank, and then I go to the sides, and then I do the back. As I'm cleaning the front, I'm like, what the hell is that? Obviously you can't see it. I freaked out and put some tape on it. That was all the tape that I had left. I will be getting some more tape shortly, probably as soon as I'm done making this video. I'm going to run out and actually take Gorilla Tape and tape the entire front of the glass tank. It is a very good sized chip. It's big enough where I get my fingernail stuck in it, and the crack goes straight up and down about 1 inch. So I have to replace the tank. I can't let it sit here like this. It's dangerous, This thing could kill somebody. It's a 75-gallon tank. It's probably got about 400 pounds of pressure behind it, and it's plate glass. So if that thing lets loose and there's somebody standing in front of it, or the dog's in here, or whatever, it could explode and cut somebody and, hurt them. And even if there's nobody here and this thing lets loose, my pumps could run dry and catch on fire, short circuit something, and I could burn the whole house down. That's the stupid reality of owning a fish tank. Failure. So, I do have a plan. I'm a little bit full of anxiety at the moment. I didn't really sleep well last night. I didn't eat last night. I actually just had lunch with my daughter, so I actually got some food in me. I'm starting to feel a little better. I'm very upset because this tank is about 1 year and 3 weeks or so, and I have to tear it down. I'm really, really pissed for a lot of reasons. One, I've had these same 6 chromis for over 1 year, and we all know that chromis usually don't last long together. They usually beat each other up and kill each other, but for some reason, the way this rockscape is, they all have a bed at night, and makes things peaceful for them, so there's like no aggression whatsoever. And I'm thinking that once I set up a new tank, there's no way I'm going to be able to escape this the same. So they're going to be pissed off and hopefully not beat each other up. And of course, I'm worried about all the corals that I have that are encrusted. I have lots of coral that has encrusted on the rocks that what can I do? I could take them to the LFS and use the diamond saw and cut everything and start over again with them. So that's what I have to do. I literally have to take everything and start all over again. So there was a couple questions. First question I came up with in my head was, do I just sell everything and call it a day? I don't really have the money to go out and, it's just a 75-gallon tank, but I got to get new bulkheads, I got to drill it, I got to relocate all this stuff temporarily. That means, whatever, hang on the back filters, whatever the case may be. I'm going to have some dead loss. It's going to be one of those heartbreaking things. Unfortunately, tanks are a responsibility, and I feel responsible for everything inside of it, including the coral, the sand, everything, the rocks. I waited 1 year for all this rock to be completely purple, and it has become completely, maybe another 2 months, and it's just completely covered in coralline, and now I gotta freaking start all over again. I love projects. You guys that know me know I love projects, but this is not a project I wanted to have. I wanted this tank to just sit here for like another 2 years and let it be full grown, and then buy a new house and have a tank set up and take everything out that's full grown and bring it somewhere else. Yeah, the tanks. So I have decided I'm going to keep my tank. Right, I'm going to stay in the hobby. That's what I have decided. So by staying in the hobby, then I thought to myself, all right, do I go get a 75 and just do all that and put it right back here again? And then I said, you know what, a 75-gallon tank is in my budget. You know, it's like a couple $100 at most to get it all plumbed, and the way I designed it, everything underneath has unions, so I will be able to legit hook it back up in one day. Like I could literally put everything in a tote and have a power head and a heater in there and have the new tank sitting here and replumb it within 3 hours, right? So it's like, oh, okay, shoot, that's not bad. You know, 3 hours worth of work, you know, maybe get another tank and do this and do that and yada, yada, yada. No problem. I could do it. I could drill it, paint the back, have it all done in one day. And then the next day, get ready to do the swap over, right? So today being Thursday, I could have this all done by Sunday at the latest and go back to bed and get a full night's rest. But unfortunately, if I leave this tank in the dining room, it's going to happen again. Anybody that has a kid knows. He just turned 2, you know. You always hear the terrible 2s. You know, my daughter's 12. She didn't really hit her terrible 2s till she was like 3 or 4. But they're going to go through it. And, like, literally, I have a gate over there. And I have this, like, table here as a barricade. And it's really just preventing him from coming in here, which kind of sucks. It's kind of, I guess you could say, greedy on my part and selfish, because the dining room is just for my fish tank. So it doesn't seem very fair that I keep the fish tank in the dining room, because it's a common room, you know, like there's nothing in here that he can really get into. You know, all I have to do is just put doors on that, which would take me like a day to just cut some wood, paint it, and put them up. So, you know, that's an easy fix. But then I have this, you know, like this is a lot of work here for me. You know, everything I did with this tank was through my fingertips. Like the only thing I didn't build was like the skimmer, the power head, the heater, and the return pump. Everything else, you know, I mean, of course I didn't mold the PVC or build the surge protectors, but everything else here is, you know, it's like building a sandcastle and then you have to take the sandcastle and destroy it because, you know, the bottom of it kind of fell apart. I don't know. I'm rambling. You know, I'm upset. I'm sad, pissed off, all that stuff. So sorry, but I do have a plan, and my plan is 1, I'm gonna stay in the hobby. 2, I'm not going to have this tank in this room or any tank in this room at all. You guys have seen me plenty of times down in the basement working on projects. I didn't really want to have it down there because I don't want to spend a lot of time down there, and I don't sit down there to enjoy the tank. But at the moment, I think it's the safest thing to do. Having a 2-year-old running around, you know, sure, I could say, stay out of the dining room, but, you know, I could maybe try to make this higher. You know, I could lift this tank a foot up in the air. I could build a new stand, jack it up a foot, but all it takes is for one thing to get thrown again. So at this very moment, I have decided that I'm going to get a new tank and put it downstairs. So let's take a walk downstairs. I'll go through the dining room, through the kitchen, and we'll go over my next plan. So this is my dungeon, as you guys all know, which has been flooding out a lot lately. That's why there's no more carpeting down here, and it's a disarray, it's a mess. So I'm gonna turn on the light. So let me back up a little bit and show you guys, this is my work area. This is literally my little man cave, my dungeon, whatever you want to call it. I used to have nice carpeting here. Oh, it was great. Short story I'll tell you real quick. So first time ever owning a house is this house right here. We signed the papers with the mortgage company, and the very next morning we woke up and the whole entire basement that I spent 2 months on was flooded out. It used to be carpeted. It used to be really nice down here. But when we bought it, it didn't have gutters going away from the house. It just went straight down. So all that rain, came in here. I've recently had a little bit of water down here, but not bad. It's only happened like 2 or 3 times. I'm a plumber, so I'm just going to install a sump pump over here. I have one in the back of the house, but for some reason it likes to come through this part of the house. So put a sump pump in, that'll be no problem. So anyway, back to my story. This is my little work area. I do all kinds of stuff down here. I try not to stay down here as much as possible, but nonetheless, this right here is probably going to be the location for the new tank. Still not 1,000% going to put it down here, but I think it's the safest. I don't know. I gotta think it over another night. I know I don't have much time, but I'm thinking of removing all this stuff here. So the plan would be, I would take this shelf down, which is no problem. Take this out of there, that's no problem. Remove this. I could actually use this up in the attic or put it in another part of the room. Take my water reservoir, move this all the way over, or possibly on the other side. And right here, from this section here to this section here is 6 feet. And the ceiling is, I'd say about 6 feet, 4 inches maybe. So I have plenty of room to put a new tank down here. And then I got to thinking, all right, since I am going to be doing something different down here, do I bring the stand down here and just put a 75 back over top of it? Or do I get a bigger tank? So I made a bunch of phone calls. I spoke with one LFS in particular, and I'm going to be getting a tank from them. So we will talk about that on another video. But I'm pretty sure this is where the new tank location will be. I still have to talk it over with the family, see what they think, see what they think I should do. I don't know. So, yeah. So at the moment, staying in the hobby, getting a new tank, putting it down here. That is what I'm looking at the moment. And let's go back upstairs. And maybe you guys could help me. Just, maybe somebody out there has a better idea for me. Somebody might say, hey, you know what, do this or do that. I had the same problem. But, there's one thing that's a definite 100% is I have to get rid of this tank. I don't know if I said it before, but I did try to get some pictures of the chip and of the crack, but I couldn't really get it on film that great, and I threw some tape on there. I don't want to take the tape off because it'll just add more pressure to the tank, and I'm not going to risk blowing a tank up. So what I'm going to do is, obviously once it's empty, I'm going to take the tape off and get a better view of it for you guys, so you can see that I'm not BSing. But that's it. Yeah, I got to get a new tank. There's a freaking crack in my tank, and I'm very upset about it. This is not some huge full-blown Reef tank, but it is one solid year's worth of progress. I just put this, everything's been running so damn smoothly. All the corals. I mean, since I've had this tank set up, I've only lost 2 frags. 2 frags out of everything I've ever put in this tank. Only 2 have died. And now I gotta freaking start all over again, man. I'm gonna lose some coral, I just know it. I think to myself, the best thing to do would be to definitely put a tank downstairs, have everything all set up, everything all running, and then, you know, do the swap over in one day. Like, I literally could just take this sump, everything underneath, all the equipment's going to go into the new system. It is a bigger tank, but everything I have is big enough and then some for for the tank that I'm looking at. So, you know, if I'm going to put something downstairs and I don't have to worry about weight and all that other stuff, I might as well get a bigger one. So definitely a bigger tank is in store. I don't know if it's going to go here or downstairs. At the moment, it's going to go downstairs. So that's it. I mean, I'm going to stop rambling. I got stuff to do. Somebody called, there's a leak under the sink. I got to go pick up the boy from daycare, so I got to get out of here. So I'm going to leave on that note. Sorry for just randomly talking for 16 minutes. I'm not going to put any music to this video or anything like that. I'm just going to post it just so you guys have an idea of what I'm up to. And like I said, you're probably not going to see this tank ever again on video. So that's one of the reasons I guess I'm glad that I have my YouTube channel, because I have this thing documented pretty well and I can always look back at it. And that's that. I guess the only thing is I'm definitely not getting a 75. So if anybody wants a 75 gallon tank, you don't want this one, but I'll probably sell the cabinet and the canopy to help out with the cost of the new tank. So yeah, I guess I could do that. I mean, if you guys have ever seen this, it's legit. It's a one of a kind. So anyway, thanks for listening to me ramble if you've made it this far. And, you know, I'll be making videos between now and then, just not about my 75 gallon tank. I got to come up with a new title for my videos. That's it. I'm gonna let you guys go, and I will see you soon.